Hi everybody, my name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto Under 20. It's a beautiful April morning, 2017. Now, I am self-described as sometimes bitter, cynical, and jaded. And sometimes I infuse some pithy humor in it. So the point is still out there, but there is a little bit of humor to soften the blow. So, last night I was watching David Muir, and then they kept teasing all the way through the show, and at the end of the show was a new report is out on cholesterol, and we have to take more statins, more statins, more statins, and there's millions of people that need to take more statins. Well, this is where the bitter, jaded, and cynical kicks in. Now, my feeling is if you went to British news sources, you would find that they are much more welcoming of the ketogenic diet, and that, no, I'm like screaming at the TV, and Greg is looking at me like, oh no. Where did this woman come from? No mention whatsoever that perhaps high cholesterol is caused by sugar, excessive sugar, and excessive grains, which is why a lot of us are here, and why a lot of us, if you've listened to podcasts, have been able to control their cholesterol and their blood pressure by not having sugar and grains, and I'll throw in fruits as well. I mean, it was just incredible. And I began to look it up, and I could probably, there's 187,000 results. And so it's all who sponsors it. So if we follow the little lead back to who funded those reports, would you be shocked and horrified if it was by Lipitor? Would you? Anyway, that's my rant for the day. Do your homework. If your mainstream MD is suggesting statins for whatever cholesterol reading she might be looking at your labs and discerning and saying, yeah, you could go on some statins here, and that will control your scream internally. Say, I'll get back to you, and go home and do your research. Don't blithely say, oh, okay. And if you're lucky enough to have an alternative doctor, a functional medicine doctor, they probably would probably and maybe, you can't use both, can you? They might suggest that you follow a ketogenic food plan for maybe 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and they re-lab you for your blood work, and then determine if your cholesterol wasn't showing to be controlled by the choices you're putting in your mouth. It's so freakadeek obvious, isn't it? I mean, it's like nobody will touch the third rail of food, because food is a big, heavily government-sponsored deal in America. The agricultural business, growing all those unhealthy grains, corn, soybean, wheat, all of them. And then pushing, of course, the sugar being hidden in everything. Everything. I mean, it's so amazing to think that if you ate something way back when, there might not have been any grams of added sugar. And that's the important thing. And that's why David Zincinco's book, The Zero Sugar Diet, it's a lot about the added sugar, not the naturally occurring sugar, which you might get in an organic blackberry or blueberry if you still have them in your food plan, or in a full-fat yogurt or some other dairy item, if you still have dairy in your food plan. But it's the white table sugar that we're adding. It's also all those not so healthy artificial sweeteners. And, you know, when you see this person doing a grocery haul that's doing keto, and they found, you know, all these syrups and artificial sweeteners that you can add to your coffees or your ketofied desserts and things like that, and it's like, wow, this is saving me. It's saving me. Well, the only thing that really saves me is I love my bulletproof coffee. So far, that's non-negotiable, even though I'm using a whole lot less dairy in it. I switched to almond, cashew, coconut milk type milks a long time ago, but I was having a lot of heavy whipping cream in mine, and now I'm having just 1 tablespoon, and then having the coconut cream that the Trader Joe's organic. Am I all over the place today or what? Anyway, I had a walk, had a shower, polished my jewelry, because sometimes it just gets tarnished real quick, and I am ready to attack my day. So I've had my walk in the morning, and I was listening to Dr. Rhonda Patrick. Thank you very much, Carol, for reminding me. With D'Agostino, Dr. D'Agostino, and he's from the University of Florida. And they were talking about ketones and the ketogenic food plan and all the different variations, the strict one, the modified one, the Atkins one, the results of them. And it was fascinating. And sometimes they get so scientific and technical that, you know, it's hard for me to keep up. But I'll tell you something. This is the second time I've listened to this. I don't know the first time, but you can tell if you've watched it or not. And so I understood a lot more. That's because I keep doing my my doctor podcasts on YouTube, experts, homework. I keep watching and watching and watching. So if anywhere in your newspaper or in your news feed, in your email account, or on your TV, anybody starts talking about more statins, more statins, more statins, just remember that these doctors are trained to write the scripts, not say to you, and how many carbs are you having each day? Look at the American Medical Association or Heart Association or Diabetes Association, pick one, because they're all pushing the food pyramid for 6 to 11 servings of grains. And what do grains do to our body? Turn to sugar. If you're over 50 and you've got something below your bosom that sticks out further than your bosom, and you're sick and tired of that thing underneath your bosom pushing out past your bosom, and you want to reduce it, then you need to reduce your sugars, your carbs, and your fruits, because the carbs turn to sugar in your body. And what do? The little fat cells are happy, not to mention cancer cells. And the cancer cells, experts say, start 20 years before it's diagnosed. So I haven't had sugars or grains for almost 2 years. I haven't had fruit for almost like 4 or 5 months. I have been keto under 20 for almost 4 or 5 months. And each step in my journey, I feel, improves my health. I am not taking a statin. I wouldn't take a statin. If my doctor said to me, it's time for a statin, no, as the Liberty Mutual Insurance, you need a new policy. No, I need a new insurer. Well, just like that, if my doctor starts pushing the cholesterol statins on me, I don't need to listen to that. I need to get a functional alternative medicine doctor, somebody that looks at the whole picture. And do your research. Don't, I'm not an expert, but I will tell you, if you do your research and you look at older people needing cholesterol in their brains for cell repair and to nourish, do your research, and you might find exactly what I'm saying. You might find the opposite of what I'm saying, because let me tell you, Lipitor and company are hugely funded, and they can spend millions to billions on advertisements, and they are very crafty, and they can have you convinced that a high sugar, high fruit, high carb food plan can be continued if you take your statins. And it's like, that's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So today, what will I be doing? Well, I will be following my keto under 20 food plan. I will be having a big salad at night with lots of raw veggies, almost raw asparagus. I barely cook it now. And organic romaine lettuce and organic red cabbage chopped in it. I will be having organic chicken thighs chopped up in it. I will be having uncured bacon in it. I will be having 1 tablespoon of slivered almonds in it. I will be having 10 grams of crumbled blue cheese, and I will be having 30 grams of avocado, and I will be having 110 grams of the romaine lettuce, and I will be having 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, first cold pressed organic from Trader Joe's. So that's my deal. And so do your research. If you have an appointment and the doctor is like worried about your labs, don't buy into it right away. Really, try the Keto Under 20 food plan and see if your lab work changes. My cholesterol is over 200. My doctor says, that's what my doctor says. Everything looks great, is what she says. And you know what? I believe that, I feel that, and I'm honoring that. I am not taking any statins because my doctor is pushing it. Follow the trail, see who provided all of the research on it. It's probably from a drug company. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. Not a smackdown, just a strong suggestion, but a pretty good rant about statins. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye for now.